Hi, Linda Anderson from Linda Lou Creates here, and I'm so happy you joined me. Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Are you ready? Well, I have this fun little treat holder that you can make up in no time. They're just not just for Valentine's Day though. You can make them for any occasion, like a baby or bridal shower, family dinners, or even birthday parties. So let's get started. First with the supplies that you're going to need to make these cuties. I am using designer series paper that comes out of the From My Heart suite. Now this piece measures 5.5 by 3 inches tall. I'll get into the scoring in a moment. Some of the other supplies you're going to need is some ribbon, and I'll get into the stamp set that I used, and even this gold little button that's behind there. I'm going to show you what you'll need there. Now the treats that fit inside are 2 Hershey Kisses, but I recommend having a couple extra on the side for yourself because they're tempting. So as far as the designer series paper goes, like I said, it is 5.5 by 3. So this is the height of the treat holder, while this is the width. So my paper, the hearts are going in a specific direction, so you just have to be a little extra careful. The first score line that you're going to do is when you have it in your scoring tool in this direction where 3 inches is across the top. Now I want the 1-inch score line along the bottom, or as the bottom of my treat holder. So make sure, like I said, with the direction of your paper, that you pay attention to that. Now, this has no direction to it, so it's really not going to matter which side, where you put it, the 1-inch score line along that, just as long as the 3 inches is across the top. Okay? While you still have it with your scoring tool, turn it now that you have the 5.5 across the top, and here are the scoring dimensions here. You want to go at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and then 5 inches. Okay, so let me just show you all of those. You can kind of see those score lines. Now let me bring it over here along the side where we have this tiny tab here. Now what I want to do is trim this off up to that score line there at the bottom, and it's gone. All right, so that piece is the only piece that you need to cut and throw away. Now there are 3 more trimmings that you need to do, and that's up here up to that bottom score line. So let me go ahead. I like to I call it mitering. So I just take a little angle in which I cut these so that they fold in nicely. All right, so you can see that one. If I can get that out of there. Okay, and then down here. So instead of going straight up, I kind of angle it in ever so slightly up to that top score line, and then also from this direction at an angle. Okay, so here we go. Let me just go ahead and do this side also, because I want to kind of angle that piece a little bit too. All right, so here we go. Let's pull out your scoring, or excuse me, your bone folder, and let's get to scoring now and making sure these are nice and crisp. Okay, this just takes a couple moments here to fold and burnish. Okay, one more. And here we go. Now I like to use liquid glue. Gives me a little bit of wiggle room whenever I go to put this together. So this little tiny tab where we cut the bottom portion off is where I'm going to put some glue. Okay, so let me fold and fold, and there we go. Okay. So now it's folded together. This is where, like I said, I like a little bit of wiggle room because I want to make sure that they're in there nice. Okay, now where I just glued this, I'm calling that the back of the box. Okay, so let me turn it around. So now that it's in the back, so that I know which one is the front and the back, I like to fold this bottom tab up. This is just my way of knowing this is the front of my treat holder. All right, so let's turn it upside down. So here are my sides. Okay, I'm going to fold those in first. I'll put just a little drop of glue here, another little blob here, and then this is the back piece that will go. Okay, so there's the two sides, the back, and now this front tab that I kind of helped myself to remember which one it is, excuse me, will now fold down. I like to even just put my little bottle of glue in there to help push down, make sure that adheres. Okay, so here we are. Again, the back of the box is back here. Okay, so here are my sides. I just use my index fingers and kind of push in while I am pinching, and that is how I'm going to close the container. All right, now like I said, this does hold 2 Hershey Kisses, so we got to pop those babies in first. I prefer the ones with almonds, so those are the what I get. So in go my Hershey Kisses, and now I'm going to push and pinch. Now I like to use a stapler just to get that to go close. So let me get that. Line it up as best as I can. I apologize if this is not showing up well on the video here. I'm just trying to get it as straight as possible. And there we go. All right, so now my treats are hidden inside. Of course, I want to cover up the staple that's on the front here. So here's where I'm going to come in back with some other things, some nice little fun embellishments then. So I have this little gold button. I used gold foil and I trimmed it out with a new bundle that's out of the mini catalog, and it's called Dressed to Impress. It's the stamp set all dressed up as the bundle itself. And here is the buttons. It does come in 2 sizes. I used the larger of the buttons. Okay, so I used my die cut machine and I cut that out. So I'm going to go ahead and get some glue dots on the back of this. Now before I actually adhere it down, let me show you my sentiment, and that's going to stick with me. It is, I just used a little strip of Whisper White. The For You comes out of, again, this is a new stamp set out of the mini catalog called Heart to Heart. So this is that stamp set, and then here is the For You that I used. So like I said, I just got a strip and I added that on. So let me just adhere that to the back of my button. I'm going to go ahead and trim that now. Just add it a little angle to make it kind of fun. Okay, now if I covered up too much, I might need another glue dot. We're going over a staple and the paper is a little, it's not flat. So I'm going to make sure that I have enough glue dots on there to adhere that down. Okay, so now that helps to cover up my sticker. Wow, my staple. And now I'm going to add a bow. The ribbon that I'm using, again, from the mini catalog is this beautiful double stitch satin ribbon in real red. All right, so I went ahead and I tied my bow. Some things I like to do ahead of time because otherwise, you know what, they just don't turn out whenever you're trying to make a video. So that's why I do a lot of stuff ahead of time. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover up a little bit of my button. I'm going to play around with it a little bit, make sure my little strip that says For You can be seen. And now there we go. Let me just trim this up. Okay, you trim your tails then to the length that you like and Try and make them even. And here we go. Here's another adorable little treat holder for Valentine's Day. So let me bring the other two in to show you the collection that I have going on here. So I'm going to have to hand these out maybe to people at work or maybe to some of my customers. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. I have a blog and it's lindaloucreates.com if you'd like to head on over there and take a look at some other projects that I have. I also have a newsletter that you can sign up for. So, thanks again for joining me, and I hope you get a chance to create today. Bye now.